Let's do that. Cut over. All right, people should be able to hear us now, hopefully. Chat room check. And we got double chat rooms happening. We got let's do that. Oh, cut over. Hold on, I can hear myself. All right, people should be able to hear us now.
And I think I hear myself.
I just found I found it where I had it, so I was able to shut it off.
Yep, I found mine.
All right. This is the raw live version. I should always make that in the title. We don't have a guest tonight, so it's just going to be Tim and I chatting. We got Samuel out there. We have A.D. Wheeler. We have no audio on YouTube. How is that possible?
Chat. Like I say, where is the chat for me? You have no audio on YouTube?
That's what AD's saying, but I had audio coming through the YouTube embedded on the site. So double check that, AD. Hello, Mike from Scotland. Chris. Hear us. So I'm going to have to repeat what I say. If
I can see your lips moving. Now you got to read our lips then.
Yeah. I can see your lips moving. How would there not be audio on YouTube?
Oh, no, Geoff can. So I think it's user error.
Okay. So
must be.
Yep. Several people say they can. So AD has such a huge system there. Some switch must be turned off.
Well, I had that with me for a while. I couldn't get any sound out of my speakers. Like, wait a second. I went to the settings and it was all going through a microphone, which normally doesn't happen. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I had to fix that, and seems to be working once again.
We'll wait for AD to get his audio. AD, let us know when you get your audio.
You might have to type that to him because he probably won't understand that.
That's true.
If you can hear us, let us know. Everything is cranked.
Is it plugged in?
I'll check it on the iPad. Oh, my goodness. The Apple product.
The Apple product. I may have a comment or two about the Apple product here tonight.
Oh, boy. Good or bad?
Indifferent. I guess you can say good. Yeah. So today we're in pre-show, as you can see from the comment there, so I can talk about anything I want. Today it was 70 degrees. I rode home with the window down, thinking, I don't like the summer when it's super hot, and it gets hot down here in Atlanta, as it does in many places in the country or world.
Hot Atlanta.
My favorites are every season but summer. Okay, so he says he can hear. Watch on Microsoft. Watch on Apple, Mac, iPad, and phone. I've never had issues, sorry. Oh, Chris says he was on a Surface Pro 4. I have a Surface Pro 4 upstairs. It's probably battery's dead. I need to plug it in. But 70 degrees, I love. Now I'm getting excited because fall's coming, spring's coming. Spring for me is going to mean something. We'll talk about it here in just a minute. But also, I've never really got to use my converted Nikon D2X, the one I converted to infrared. So I want to give that a try this season. As once the trees are coming out and the leaves start coming out. I mean, the tree's already there. Looking forward to that, and just getting outside more. As things get better, as we get a little more daylight. When does daylight savings? When does that happen? Where we get an hour more? We start getting more time.
Is it like March something?
It is dark every night when I get home.
That means you got to stop working so long.
So for the
March 12th.
Samuel asked, how much was it for the infrared conversion? I did it with LifePixel. And you would ask me, and I don't remember exactly, but I think it was like $300, something like that. If you go on their website, you got to put in what camera you have and what filter. I think the filters are probably pretty much all the same. We put in what camera you have, and they'll tell you what, how much the conversion is. Some cameras cost a little bit more than others. They're all in that. They're mostly within $250 to $300, or $250 to $350. I've tried to get somebody from Life Pickles to come on the show, and have had no luck yet. So I'll keep trying.
Yeah, you'd think they'd want to.
Yeah, maybe with I don't know what their seasonality is. Spring and summer might be the most active for infrared. I don't see a whole lot during the winter.
Well, I had snow here today.
Snow. I had 70 degrees, and you had snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Samuel, I had an old Nikon D2X, which is a crop sensor, Nikon. I have a wide-angle lens that is a DX lens that I liked with that camera, but now that I have a full-frame camera, it doesn't work that well. So really now that lens and that camera are kind of married. That's really what I was using for, and that camera was not very good with high ISO. I think anything above 800 was bad. And the new camera that I have, a new-ish, is a Nikon D700, and I like it so much better. But the D2X is still a great camera, and I could almost get nothing for it for trading it in. So I decided I got to find some way to use it. So that's why I had it converted. So this is a camera I really wasn't using. I had it converted to infrared, full-time infrared, and hope to get to use it more. Still a great camera. 80 found it. It was an extension setting in Chrome. I program on both, but they both have their issues. What are you saying? Oh. The thing I have learned. Oh, it says show should be started now. But we had good conversation going on. I need to finish one more thing because somebody said I take care of my stuff. Where is this thing? There we go. So we don't have an actual show tonight. This is just Tim and I chatting. We'll interact with the chat room and discuss there, and then I have something to introduce, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But no guests for tonight, just Tim and I chatting. One comment that somebody was saying later, Mike, is AD already leaving?
Wow.
Somebody saying they take good care of their stuff. So, you have Apple people who say how stable and quality their stuff is, and it's true. Apple stuff is well built. The software on it, Apple decides what goes on it, so you generally get a good quality product. It's not something that I would use particularly because I like to build my own systems. Where on the opposite side, on PCs, you end up with Dell or whoever else, and they load all kind of junk stuff on there. Mm-hmm. And people assume that is what a Windows machine is like. Inferior hardware, horrible software they put on there, and then they slap Windows on, and they think, oh, this is what Windows is like. Well, the problem is even with a Mac or a PC, if the user loads it with junk, it will eventually become junky. Because my mom, I built her machine. It's several years old now. And she's having nothing but problems now. And it's because of years of her loading junk on the machine. So you can junk up a PC, a well-built PC, or a well-built, Mac, just as good as any other thing. But anyway.
I would agree with that completely.
Yeah. So I do have some news, Tim. We're going to have we're going to have a new person, we're going to have a new person join the team.
Okay.
Did you know about this?
No.
Yeah. His name is Melvin. We're going to introduce him tonight.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Melvin is going to come on, and we're going to introduce him. You ready? Everybody ready to meet Melvin? Let's hear in the chat room. Anybody ready to meet Melvin?
Melvin.
He's waiting.
Melvin.
Who's ready to meet Melvin? I guess I built that up too much. Nobody said he's already built Melvin.
I got a custom PC machine. We must be way behind.
Still talking about that. There we go. Somebody saying Melvin. All right, you ready for Melvin? Ready, Tim?
Yes.
All right, Melvin, you ready? All right,
boy.
here we go. There's Melvin.
Oh, he got it.
Melvin has joined the podcast. So for those of you who don't know, I do have him upside down or sitting down. This is the, let me get him right. Hold on a second.
That's the Mavic, right?
Yeah. This is the Mavic. I finally got it.
I didn't realize the propellers also fold in.
Yes. So I'm not going to be able to put this in a good light. I mean, am I? Hold on. There's a bright light. So there's Melvin. I named him Melvin. He's not.
I was going to say
He's not called. He's not officially named Melvin. It's just my name for him.
Why Melvin?
Because I feel any cooler name he's going to have to earn.
Okay.
Melvin is going to be his name until he earns something cooler, like, Ghost Rider or something else like that. So as you can see, the little camera on a gimbal. He's not turned on right now. Let's see. I'll turn him on. I love the little sound it makes when it turns on. It won't take off.
Hope not.
Do you hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So now, do the blades fold out, or you have to fold them out yourself?
So the blade, you can move them out yourself. They will spin out themselves whenever it
right, centrifugal
fires up. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool.
And let's see, what else can I show you? So you can see all the lights blinking because it's inside and it doesn't have GPS and everything else is messing up. You asked about the arms folding up and down. Let me see if I can do this. So there's a certain order, and I always screw it up. I think you got to do these go under, so the back ones go under, and then the front ones go back.
So that really folds up.
Yeah.
Small compared to my
goes like that.
Phantom.
And then, whoops, and then like that. So this is it all folded up. So there's the front.
And all those blades would face the middle. So, I mean, you could fit this just about anywhere.
Oh, yeah. So what I got, and I'll show you some stuff here in just a second. Let me go back to me. This is not working out very good. Let me turn that off, and I'll go to me. Okay. So now you can, not yet. There. Now can you see them?
Yep.
Let me not drop them. So again, front one comes out, back one folds down,
And around.
and comes out, and I did
Folds around.
I did it out of order. Comes out, yeah. So then he's like this.
Wow. I'll tell you, that's an ingenious design. It really is.
Your little batteries on top. We'll shut it off. It just pops out. And the inside, I have my name and FAA number and all that kind of information. Snaps back in. Little memory card goes in right there. I have a 64 gig memory card. It is very compact.
Oh, yeah.
When you fold this thing up. Did I do that right again? Yeah, okay. So I just got it last night. I haven't even been able to fly it yet.
I just got it. Wow.
I just got it last night. It has not been flown yet. I was charging everything up last night. The other thing I found, okay, so that's it folded up. So you can see my hand, how small this thing is. So okay, so there's the camera. It does come with a little gimbal, a little guard that you can put on top of it.
I was just going to say, do you have one for that?
Some people, there's a brace that goes behind it that you wouldn't fly with it, but there's a brace that goes behind it.
Right.
And then this is for when you go to store it. And then you put this on top. And then there's even a little cover that would go on top of that thing to protect that plastic. Some people have flown with this on it.
Yeah, I've seen. I think that's probably the site that I've seen is with that flying with it on. So you don't have to have that on there.
Yeah, no, you don't. A lot of people don't like to because it can create a lot of glare
Right.
having this thing on there. You definitely want to take this off, or else the gimbal can't move around.
Can't move. Right.
And
It'll scream at
yeah,
you when you turn it on.
yeah. According to FAA rules, you're not supposed to go, at least here in the United States. And I think I'm only going to be talking from the hobbyist standpoint. I don't know the rules as far as if you pass the part 107, but as far as a hobbyist, you got to keep it in within line of sight. So while it can fly 4 point something miles away, you can't see it
no
that
way
far,
you can see it.
and you probably would not have battery to get it back. And I think it can go something like 13,000 feet high, but the FAA rules say only 400 feet high. So it can go beyond what you can legally do here in the United States, at least. What else? Hey, there's a little tab here. I'm probably supposed to take that out. A little yellow tab. I don't know if you can see that.
Right. Yeah, I can see something, but not well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I charge all the batteries. I got the buy more package, and the buy more package comes with the drone. It comes with 2 extra batteries, so you get to have a total of 3. It comes with this bag, which by the way, here's something. The bag that comes in the buy more package can't hold all the stuff in the buy more package. So you can fit the drone inside of there.
That's my bag.
Let's go back to you because people couldn't see that. Show me your bag again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my bag. Just a little bit bigger than yours.
And looks like it's hard shell.
Yeah, it's hard.
So this is the bag. So I would, if I was buying this again, what I would advise people to do is price it out with everything that comes in a buy more package except for the bag, especially if you already have a bag, and see if that's cheaper than buying a buy more package and getting this thing. Because I don't know what I'm going to use this for. I want everything, the chargers, the batteries, the spare blades, all that stuff in one bag that goes with me, and you can't fit that in here. So this to me is useless. So like I said, it comes with the drone, the 3 batteries, or 2 extra batteries, I should say. It comes with the controller, of course, which I'll show you in a second.
It came with two total of 3 batteries, a total of 2 batteries.
The drone itself comes with 1 battery. The buy more package gives you 2 more batteries, so a total of 3.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah.
So you have over an hour of flying time.
Yeah,
Because I
and
think it's definitely over.
yeah. So you should be able to get about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the conditions and how you fly it. It also comes with a car charger. Hold on. It comes with a car charger.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with the regular charger. I think actually this comes with it, just a regular drone. You don't have to get the buy more package. The car charger comes with the buy more package. It comes with this cool little thing, which you can charge 4 batteries at a time. Now, I say at a time. What it does is it charges the strongest battery first and then makes its way around to the next strongest.
Right.
So, and unfortunately, it doesn't charge all of them. I only have 3, but it doesn't charge all 3 at the same time. It only charges 1 at a time. So there's that.
How long does it take to charge a battery?
Well, I don't know from 0 because these were already pretty close to charge.
Partially.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't think you're going to fly. I mean, right now you have more than an hour's flying time. You're probably not going to fly that often over an hour anyway, between 3 batteries.
And it comes with 2 extra sets of blades.
That's nice.
So that may be everything. So now let's talk about the controller. So this is controller.
I like that.
This is the controller with my phone attached. Okay. It feels just absolutely fantastic. I mean, it is solid. It is nice. The buttons are rubberized where you want them to be. You about to show me yours?
Yeah. Mine is much bigger than yours. Well, that sounds like a good thing.
I don't know about that.
So that's my controller.
Yeah, that's
which is
pretty big.
much bigger than, yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that.
So yeah, this is the controller, and this is Galaxy S7 Edge. I have old phones. Somebody gave me this one. Doesn't have a SIM card in it. The 7 Edge. I have either the Note 1 or the Note 2. I can't remember which one it is. And then my regular phone is the Note 5, Samsung Galaxy Note 5. But my Note 5 is in. Hold on.
In a case.
In a case. It's one of these kind of cases.
Oh, folio.
Okay. So I really don't want to have to take it out every time. So I was really trying to get it to work with this. Well,
right.
I don't think iPhones or iPads have this issue. And I tell you, fit an iPad, you'd have to get like an iPad Mini. And I've seen some people get the iPad Mini in here and it work. So as far as the size goes, but
right.
it really, these things are stretched out to the edge. And I should open this up.
What I was using with mine was the Nexus 7.
So these things come up.
Okay.
And you do that, and they fold back down. All right. So the problem with I had with the Android, especially with this one here, is that it kept wanting to charge. It still does. It still charges. I can't stop it from charging. So what will happen is this thing will charge. The pad will charge your phone, draining
the pad, right?
Yeah,
which you
so
don't want.
You want your phone to be as fully charged as you can when you start, because
right.
Otherwise you'll just drain this thing. But either way, even if your phone is fully charged, you're going to be powering your phone to keep it steady while you drain this thing. The other problem was if your phone sees it as just a charge, there's no data coming across. So I spent forever trying to get this thing to connect to the drone. I probably spent an hour last night trying to get it to connect. What you have to do is you go in, you tell it, and you can do this in this phone. Hey, that connection is a data connection. It's not
right.
a charge connection.
Right. It's not charge. Right.
Well, so this one, what would happen is, okay, all of a sudden it's connected. So it'll start asking questions. I'll say, I gave it its name, Melvin. I go to the next screen, and so I'm, 30 seconds into the process, boom, it's back to charging. And I went through that over and over again. You can put this phone and maybe all Android phones into what's called developer mode. You can have developer things on.
Right.
So then you can do a little bit more with it. I have been able to finally get it to where I got to say it every time now in developer mode when I turn it on that, hey, this port is for data, and then it will work.
Right.
But I've been thinking about whether I should get like an iPad Mini and put it in there.
Well, I'd have to use my daughter's iPad Mini then.
Yeah.
I have a regular iPad, and I don't think I can pull it from her hands.
So if you can see, there's little dials here.
Yep.
And this one here, what that one does is change your exposure compensation. So you minus, plus, whatever else you want to do there. This one I think changes the camera to look up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you have the sticks to go forward, faster, up and down, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Now, that camera doesn't move side to side.
Right. You have to move the body. Yeah.
Right. The body of the drone moves.
A little button here to take a picture, a little button here to take video. And then I think there's buttons underneath that you can assign.
Right. I think that's pretty much the same as the Phantom controller, just half the size.
Yeah. And it feels pretty solid. Even my phone. So what's supposed to happen is there's a little cable. That's the best way to show you. A little cable that goes from here, goes down here, and goes through this hole and is locked into that hole. I have found with my phone that it's very difficult to get it plugged in correctly. So I just took it out of that hole and just have it come in underneath it. So I can plug it into the phone prior to sticking it into here.
Right.
And I found that works best for me. And then once you clamp these things down, these things are so rubberized inside of there that it really holds it really well. I mean, you can see
it's not going to fall out.
It's not coming out. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, they've designed well products with this.
Yeah, and it feels better than like a game controller.
Yeah, I'm actually at the Mavic, the DJI website. It looks like it's in stock again, because I thought they were going to have a while getting this filled
Well,
for orders.
so I think they're in the Chinese New Year right now, or they're about to be in the Chinese New Year. And when I ordered it on the 19th, and a week, I was supposed to be 3 to 5 business days for them to ship it. On the 7th business day, or 5th business day, somewhere around that time frame, I got an email that said, "Hey, due to unforeseen demand, there's been a delay, and your product will ship in March." And so, I was like, I'm so disappointed. Then 2 days later, I get an email saying, "Hey, sorry about the confusion. Now it looks like it's going to ship in February." And then all of a sudden, I saw it. I got an email saying, "Hey, congratulations, your product is shipped." Now, they shipped me. I ordered 3 things. I ordered the Fly More package. The DVI, the DJI Fly More package, the Mavic Pro. I ordered the not the ND filters. So I think it's 3 or 4 ND filters, and then I ordered the DJI Care Refresh. Is what it is.
Another 99, right?
Yeah, and the Care Refresh, apparently that was on back order. They shipped me the drone, the Fly More package.
Yeah,
that's
how
it.
could that be a back order?
They shipped me the drone, the package, and then they said the other 2 were on back order. The Fly More, the ND filters, which I still haven't got yet. They haven't shipped, and the Care Refresh, which is a warranty. How's that on back order? So then a couple of days later, I got an email saying, "Here's your Fly More package." Care Refresh. And what the Care Refresh does is that if you break your drone in the first year, it's only 1 year. If you break your drone the first year, you can have up to 2 replacements.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Now I think there's some restrictions and some stuff, or if they can repair it, it might be a lower repair. And Samuel asks, "Is there other controllers for this?" I don't think there's other controllers for this Mavic. But there are, with this controller, there are people who've gotten attachments on it to make, to add like an iPad or something on front of it. There's people DJI adds a hood. So if you're in bright sunlight, they have a nice hood that will cover that up. So there's some modifications that can be made to this thing. I have not seen people yet use the dishes that you put on here to get more signal strength. I think some of the Phantom, especially maybe the Phantom 3 users, were putting some dishes to get some more distance. These give you pretty good distance. I mean, this will go further than you legally should fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm looking on eBay at some people that have a DJI, the iPad mount that goes underneath it, which that would get heavy then, it would look like. The Mini is really the right size one, even though I do like the large screen of an iPad on it when I use mine, but it's heavy.
So what size is iPad Mini as far as screen size?
That's a good question.
Is it under 9 inches?
Oh yeah, because I think it's 9.4 for the full size.
Okay.
Oh, it's 7.9 for a Mini.
7.9. And I should have. Samuel says I should have AD customize my controller. Yeah, he should be printing me some stuff. 7.9 inches, Chris says. And what?
And 9.7 for an iPad.
That'd be too big.
The
for this
iPad
controller.
and iPad Pro is a 12.9, which would be huge.
So how much does that run? iPad Mini. I know what variation do I want? And that's a question I don't know yet. Is what variation how much recording is done on the phone itself or the tablet?
Well, I don't think there's any there's no real recording. It records to the SD card.
Well, you can't. What you can do, some people have done this, is you screen record your device because that thing has all the stats on it. It has, your height and your distance and your speed and all that kind of stuff, and people might want to see that.
The 32 gig is 400. The 128 is 500.
Okay.
Yeah, but you could probably actually, let's go to refurbished Apple, and you get the iPad 3 or the Mini 3. Let's see what they have here.
Oh, yeah, because you don't need the 4, right?
Right. You get a iPad Mini 3 is selling for $383 for a 64 gig. And the iPad Mini 2, I don't know if that has enough horsepower, is you can get actually refurbished for $200, $220 for a 32 gig.
Probably need the 3, it sounds like.
Yeah, I would probably go with the 3. I don't know if, and they talk about it in some places that the horsepower isn't enough on some of them, some of the older ones.
Well, what this tab is for?
So Mike is going to get now an iPad Mini.
Mike has not decided yet. If this phone works, then I'll do that. I think the camera on this is 12 megapixels. And I know Stephen Miller, who's probably not out here listening right now, but Stephen Miller, who's done so well in real estate photography.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that he was suggesting I get the Phantom Pro 4, the Phantom 4 Pro, or whatever it is.
Right. That's the new one.
Yeah, the new one that's a 20-something megapixel camera. That is, I guess, right now, as far as the Phantoms and the go, it's the top of the line, and it's also the most expensive of all the Phantoms. It's several $100s more than what this thing was. I think that thing is probably more expensive than the Mavic, even with the Buy More package, Fly More package.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's not cheap.
No.
Let's see with the Phantom, and I think they only sell the 4 Pro now, $14.99. Just that's not even with anything else.
Yep.
Buy now. Let's see what they have. RC with screen. What the heck's with the screen? I don't even know what that is. That's $1,800.
Yeah,
I mean, 5.5-inch screen.
I'm fine with
and
what I got.
The backpack is another $230 because everything's got to be bigger.
Yeah, that's true. So
and the battery, your battery was 89. Where's the battery on this one? That which I thought was very good. I think the batteries on the Phantom are like 150. Wow. So that's another. Here 170 for the Phantom 4. So that's another big bonus.
Yeah. So you look over, I'll show you here the Mavic. They say 27 minutes. I think most people are saying they're getting about 20 to maybe 25. 27 is probably perfect conditions. 7-kilometer range was about 4-point-something miles. Again, beyond what in the U.S. you could legally fly with a normal FAA license like I have, the hobbyist. 65 kilometers per hour, which I think is, I don't know the math on conversion, but I've heard it's 40 to 45 miles per hour. And then 4K and 12 megapixel camera. Right now, they're saying a 7 to 10 business day for the combo and 10 to 15 business days for the just the Mavic itself. I would imagine if you buy it today, you're going to get late February to early March.
I wonder, does Amazon have it in stock? I don't even know.
Well, back when I was looking, I don't know now, back when I was looking, everybody was out because what DJI had said was, we're going to fill our orders first. Yeah, we're going to fill our orders first.
Amazon is saying March 20th.
Yeah. Because, they're in high demand to get these things.
But if you get the Pro bundle that you got, estimated delivery is March 21st.
Wait,
that's
a day later?
No, a month earlier.
Wait, I thought you said March 20th and then March 21st.
February 21st on the bundle.
Okay, February 21st.
So they're pushing the bundle.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is, you know where mine came from, where the shipping or origination was for mine?
That way.
The starting point when they handed it over to FedEx here in Georgia.
Oh, FedEx, you had to say that, didn't you?
That's who shipped it, FedEx.
This is a UPS show. We don't talk about FedEx.
So just to give you some drama here. So I'm wondering, because you have to sign for this. They don't just drop it on your door. They have to sign for it. And I'm wondering, should I take a day off of vacation? Well, it's FedEx. It's not like UPS. You can't trust when these guys are going to show up.
Right.
UPS, if they say they're going to be there Monday, you know they're going to be there Monday, right, Tim?
Yes.
FedEx, I don't know. Monday may mean Wednesday. So do I take that day off and wait for them so I can sign it? Or do I take the risk that my son, who gets home from high school around noon, that he can take, he can take care of it? So I tell him, all right, when you get home, I need you to be listening out for the door. And when it rings, you run down there and you sign for it. And if he asks you, you're 18. He's just a couple of months away from 18, so it's not that big of a lie. So I have that Ring doorbell where you can watch what's going on. So I'm in a meeting, and all of a sudden I get the Ring doorbell on my phone, and I can pull up and look at the video. And I'm looking at the video, and there's the FedEx guy standing there with my drone, just waiting for somebody to come and answer the door, and waiting, and waiting.
Oh my goodness!
And then he looks and turns around and goes back to his truck. And
And you're on your phone. FedEx, wait.
I jump off of that. I text my son, "Where are you? The last thing I see as the video is cutting out was a head coming out of our door, looking down at the ground, and then going back into the house. Like there's nothing here at the door, so I guess I'll go back inside." So I am texting him saying, "Did you get my stuff?" No response. I can see the truck is still out there. Run out to the street and get my stuff. And with every text I send him, I'm getting madder and madder and madder. So I have to leave the meeting, go out and call him on the phone, which he still doesn't freaking answer, and ask him, leave a message. I probably left like 5 messages. Nothing. No response. Come to find out later, my wife was home. My son was asleep. She was the one who opened the door, and all I could see was a little bit of hair. And she did go out to the truck and get it for me. So it was waiting there when I got home. But, the rest of the day, I'm thinking, I need to take the rest of the day off. Somebody needs to tell me. Somebody needs to answer my freaking questions, because I had no idea my wife was home. So I continued throughout the day texting my son to no avail. Finally, at like 4:30, he wakes up and says, "I was asleep." And that's his only answer. I was asleep. And I can look on the FedEx website and see it was delivered, and somebody named Kim signed for it. There's nobody in our house named Kim. So does that mean that somebody down the block signed for my drone and now going to claim I never saw it? Because I don't know any Kim. None of my neighbors I know have a name of Kim. So I guess my wife's handwriting was just not very good, and they interpreted it as Kim. But it was there when I got home. All is good. I panicked for nothing.
Yeah, I would have been there with you. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. So I might have missed some of the chat. So saying it's a self-destruct sticker, $signs. Yeah, this is not a cheap thing. To tell you the truth, last night I was up till 10:30 just trying to get the stupid thing to sync and do all that kind of stuff. So there was no chance I was going to fly it. And tonight I'm doing this. I didn't have a chance when I got home to go do it. But I'm really nervous about that first flight. Even I've probably watched 100 hours of videos, and it seems super simple. But I think I'm scarred by those cheap drones that we bought, Tim.
Oh God.
I'm going to set it up into the air, and a gust of wind's going to just blow it out of this, blow it away.
Not going to happen with this one.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about it, flying it. But yeah, you're right. It should be much better. But there you go. That's Melvin. That's really all I had for tonight.
Melvin, I like that. Like Melvin. I'm like, what is he talking about here?
That is Melvin. I don't know where I came up with the name Melvin, and just all of a sudden hit me. I'm going to call him Melvin until he earns some kind of other cool name. Now, Tim, you have the Phantom 3, right?
Correct.
I don't know if they have as much of this for the Phantom 3s, because I've been living in a world of nothing but Mavics. So once I decided to get it, I've joined like 3 different Facebook groups. I've watched, hundreds of hours of videos, all that kind of stuff. But one thing that some people do, and I'm not sure I'm going to do it, is they get skins for the drone. There you go. Look at that. That looks pretty beat up. Why is it all discolored? The whites aren't white.
No, I guess it's the way the flag was made.
Oh, okay.
That's actually in the
Oh, it's like a distress flag.
yeah, I guess so. I
Okay.
guess that's what it was.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And also what I had added on the bottom of mine,
Look at
I got
that.
this is a separate brace because I had crashed mine and in my backyard at the very beginning and broke my camera on it. And that's like yours has. Mine's got the cap on there, which locks into the gimbal so that it protects the whole thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. This is pretty locked when you do it. Samuel asked, does the care package cover quite a bit? I think it does cover quite a bit. So it covers accidental damage. I think if somehow they're able to prove that you intentionally damaged it,
Right.
they may not repair it. But yeah, I've seen that it covers things like it went into the water, stuff like
Yeah, it
that.
said water damage.
Yeah.
I was surprised that.
If you lose it, I'm not sure if you lost or stolen if it covers that. So yeah, you might be careful with that. Some people here in at least the United States, in some parts of the United States at least, have got State Farm insurance to cover part of it. To cover it, not part of it, to cover it as part of their personal property or whatever. I'm a little reluctant to get my homeowner's insurance or my car insurance, probably homeowners, to
Yeah.
cover part of my drone because, man, every time you make a claim on your homeowner's insurance, you are, risking them dropping you or raising your rates. They're not, they're in this to make money. I feel that DJI probably is offering this service because they charge so much for the stupid drone to begin with.
Right.
It's
I think
built in
so.
there. Where if I go and get a claim of, $900 or whatever on this drone from State Farm, they're going to find a way to make that 900 back, even though they made thousands of dollars on me in the past. They're probably looking at every year as another, how much money did we collect versus pay for Mike?
Yeah, and I think over the long term, a lot of people spend the 99, and a lot of people probably use the drone for a couple of months, a couple of times, don't use it then, and that's just money in their pocket.
Yeah. Chris said he can't get a Mavic. He just purchased I guess that's a new camera. And yeah, I mean, I don't know about everybody's situation is different. My situation is I've got to spread my big purchases out quite a ways. Anytime I think about am I going to spend this kind of money on something like this, that means I'm not spending that kind of money on something else. A new lens or this. The camera I would like to have is a little more than this. But yeah, okay, that delays that camera for a ways too. But
And then they'll come out with a new camera, so you'll be okay.
And for me, I thought, okay, my D700, it still takes great pictures. It's still good. It really is only 12 megapixels, but it still is good. And the camera I want is not going to be that much dramatically better for what I do. So in the meantime, I'll do this, and then the camera will have to be down the road. Yeah, you can set up a drone under camera insurance. But again, if you make a claim against your insurance company, you're at risk for having higher rates. So, but it's something to look at because I think the fee is $60 or so a year, something like that. It's going to depend wildly on your area, maybe even based upon your agent, where you can get this. And in that case, it may be for multiple years. So if you're paying every year, you may have continual coverage. Where the DJI refresh, it's only 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So it could even be something that the first year you do the DJI refresh, and then from then on out you do the, something like State Farm. But at that point, you probably want to lump it in with the rest of your camera equipment.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I'm surprised you actually. I mean, it was only like 6 weeks ago that we talked about. Oh, Mike, you got to get one.
So what's so funny, Tim, is this is where I know you don't follow much of what I do because I've been posting about it on Twitter. I put photos up. I put photos up on Twitter.
No, I don't follow you on Twitter. I go.
Last night is when I got it. I posted multiple photos. I had posted a week or so ago that I had ordered it. I think on the photo review show, I mentioned that I had ordered it. And in the chat earlier tonight, I put, Tim doesn't know yet. I don't think he watches this chat.
I am blind. Oh, there it is. Look, guess what arrived today?
Yep. Took some photos. So Chris says, Tim or I do any street photography? I do not. I'm the type of photographer, and maybe this would still fit with street, that I don't want to be seen. I would rather people not even know I'm there. Not that I'm trying to creep around. It's just that I don't want to be part of the event. I want to just take the photos, and people act naturally as if I'm not there. And I feel with street photography, I'm going to get caught, and it may not go well. So I don't do that. I admire the people who do, because I love watching. I just dropped that. I love watching, looking at the photos that they take. For me, the thing I love in people photography is the expressions, getting the expressions. Even in sports, I love whenever I can get, the players' expressions, and that is often what you can get with street photography is gorgeous and real expressions. Chris, do you do a lot of street photography?
Yeah, and I'm pretty much the same as Mike. I take a lot of family shots and sporting shots. My son's in soccer, so once soccer season starts up, that's what I'm taking. But, I don't live anywhere near the street. I'm only in New York, so.
Tim, I bet you could set up a tripod and stand in the middle of the middle of
and
the
nobody would
sidewalk
notice it.
in pink underwear, and that's it, and no one would notice you.
They wouldn't even
Heck,
notice me.
you guys have the naked cowboy up there.
Yes, I actually saw him a couple weeks ago.
And it's a normal thing for you guys.
Yes, we were walking around Manhattan, and there he was. It's like, oh, now I know where he is.
Yeah. I've heard quite a bit about him and seen photos and video with him in it. So I guess he's still out there doing his thing, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Talk about a guy. So I know we're getting way off subject here, but there isn't really a subject. This isn't a real show tonight. A guy who is a street performer who is more famous than this guy. He has made a massive name for himself. I have never been to New York, and yet I know about the Naked Cowboy. And he's just I don't know what he does other than street performs. Wait.
I don't know if he does anything else.
You saw him the other day. It's winter.
Oh yeah, it was. We were there probably the week between Christmas and New Year's, and he was there.
Naked? He's naked. He's not really naked.
Yeah.
He's got underwear on.
That's all he had on. He was topless. Yeah. Oh, no pants.
How
and
is
boots.
And a hat. Boots and a hat and underwear. How is he not freezing?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't that cold of a day, but you know what? He's making money.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of people there. A lot of people taking pictures.
That'd be interesting to see how much money. I hope people who go and take pictures with him, give him a little bit of money, because that's what he's doing.
Right.
That's his thing. It's like going and eating a meal and not tipping your waitress. That's how he or she makes her money. So Chris says, I do motorsport, and I have combined both street and motorsport together to capture teams using street techniques. I do quite a lot. I teach street photography. He teaches street photography. Wow. I'd be interested to see how you combine street and motorsport. When I think of motorsport, I think like dirt bikes on tracks with jumps and obstacles and stuff like that. How do you combine that with street photography?
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
We have to talk to Chris.
I hear a guest coming.
What do you mean? Oh,
hey, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Chris, send me an email if you don't mind at podcast@jpeg2RAW.com. Here, I'll put it here. There you go. That way you can see it easily. All right, so hopefully, if not before this weekend, y'all will see some photos and some stuff. I'm interested to see, have you ever gotten in trouble flying?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Because, the app tells me that I'm a decent amount away from the zone, the 5-mile zone. So every app I've got said where I'm at is fine to fly. but you never know if some local thing has made some rule. Like right behind me is a school, the elementary school. I'm smart enough to know I can't go fly it while school's in session. But, they have a big field behind it. And I would think on a Saturday when there's nobody there, it'd be fine to go fly this thing.
Yeah, that's where I've flown that at my school and have had no issue whatsoever.
It's one of those things that you hate to go and ask the local police, hey, is it okay if I fly here? Because I think their thing is, because they're not experts in this stuff, but they're going to act like it. And they're going to say, nope, you can't fly there. Drones are not allowed. Like,
whether they know whether they know the law or not.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's why I'm thinking I'm just going to do it, and then, when they come up, I can talk to them. And there's also a big park near us, and as long as there's not soccer games or something like that going on, because one of the FAA rules you can't fly over people. So if there's not something big like that going on or practice or anything, I can go out there and fly, as long as the park doesn't have any rules. It's not a national park; it's a county park.
Yeah, national parks I think are completely unallowed. So
as long as they don't have any rules, I've looked on their website. There's not even, if you search on their website for the word drone, nothing pops up. So my feeling is, if you don't want drones flown here, you need to post it somewhere inside the park I can see it. So I will go and fly there too. So I got a couple places.
And I think there's less of issue you hear with it than you did probably about a year and a half ago. You started hearing people complain about it. I haven't heard much about anybody talking about drones in a while anymore. So I think it's a little bit better at this point. Now, one of the websites I use or forums, Phantom Pilots.
Yeah.
Have you been to that?
No, but I wait. Yeah, I have been. Yep.
Okay. They have a lot, and they have a whole Mavic section. So
I think
definitely.
I was reading in there about how, just last night, how to hook up the phone. Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Yeah, Phantom. There's I know in the group that I'm usually in, there's one guy in there that is really knowledgeable. So people are helping share their knowledge. It's a great thing.
So here's what Chris does. Motorsports, in this case, mean car. I assumed it was like, I should have read it the way he said it. I was thinking motorbikes, but it's cars. And he combines the street photography of the people at the event. So that's where he's getting the street photography is, people shooting at the event while he does the motorsports and that kind of stuff. Does that make sense, Tim?
Mm-hmm. Made sense. I like that. Now, I think Chris, you're over in England? Because he posted before, I thought in the pound, the price.
Yeah, I think he also said something about the rules, of course, are different country by country and other things like that too.
Currently, yeah, he's the drones in the UK he wrote earlier.
Yeah.
I enjoy motorsports. I used to watch a lot of it on TV, but I haven't had a chance. And my friend's actually gone to a couple of races in the pit crew. That's got to be amazing being there. God, I wish I had time for all the stuff I want to do.
Yeah, I know. Ron says, have you looked around for a drone guild? There's probably a good need for education. Yeah, there is a good need for education. I have watched lots of videos, so hopefully I don't screw this up too much. Someone says, when in doubt, say no. I'm not the kind of person, if an officer comes up and says, you need to stop, I'll go ahead and stop. I'm not going to go to jail to prove my point. Or I don't want to get into a lawsuit situation either. Those are usually costly. So if he says leave, I'll leave. But, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to stay within the rules. I am not going to be spying on people's houses. And, to be honest, when you get up a couple 100 feet, you're not looking through people's windows and seeing them naked. You're not getting that kind of detail. It's in Scotland. Chris is.
Oh.
Look at this. I can switch to this camera, Tim, and you can
Scotland, UK.
And you can see.
Yeah, look at it.
You can see
just about everything.
You can see Mike all blown out.
Yes.
You can see Tim right there. And you can see Melvin.
And multiple cameras up top.
Yep, yep. All right, up there. So, yep. So you, Tim, tonight you are getting two feeds. One is me, right?
Okay. Yes.
And
Yes.
then the other one is the live feed. And you
Correct.
should be able to get them both because that I'm now doing it a little different. Started this with AD last time, where you get two feeds from me. One is going to be both of them are going to be where you can make them full screen if you wanted them to.
Yeah, I actually have the live one as a full screen right now.
Yep. It does mean that I push the bandwidth up. No, something else must be going on with that. Something else with. Yeah, you know, Tamer says that's my impression with cops. I think that a lot of people, a lot of those people, that's just to make assumptions about drone. The word drone has a bad connotation that people think bad of drones. And there's lots of idiots. Orlando just passed a rule that said absolutely no drone flying in the city of Orlando unless you get this permit. You have to pay for this permit. And then you see people posting videos of them flying in Orlando and saying they didn't get the permit. Like, you know, what you people are going to screw it up for the rest of us.
Right. That's the stupid thing.
Yeah.
Really, people really are stupid with it.
Or, you know, I've watched people, and again, the FAA rule is for the whole United States. Now,
Right.
you may have some license that I don't know. I don't know what the 107 license gives you the ability for. I know as a hobbyist, we have to stay within line of sight. But, you know, I've seen people do distance Mavic test on it where they try and go as far as they can with the thing to see how far they can go before they can get it back. And, you know, you obviously are losing sight because he's actually in a field and there's a line of trees. He flies over the trees and he's gone. So he's lost vision of it a half mile down the road and it's gone for another 3 miles.
Yeah, and I would say at a half mile, you can't see it.
Yeah.
It's a small drone.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it's 400 feet in the air, is sometimes you're looking up for. It's like, where is it? Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's when you know where to look for it.
Now, you know, I will tell you one thing is the Mavic is less noisy than the Phantom.
Oh, the Phantom is loud. I mean, it's a swarm of bees.
So, you know, at some point they're both loud, but at some point when you start, you know, raising it up, you will lose the sound of the Mavic before you lose the sound of the Phantom.
Right.
Which can be good. I didn't realize that they don't record sound; they only record video.
Yeah, only video.
So
probably because, well, think about it. With those blades,
Yeah.
it would drown that out.
What I don't understand is sometimes I watch videos that sound like you can hear that, but how they must be having a mic on themselves.
Yeah, I guess.
And the mic is on them, and that's what's picking up the sound of the blade. I mean the drone. The one of the downsides is on this thing. That's not for the Phantom. Is, you know, you look at this. The Phantom has that nice thing on the bottom of it where you can grab it. This is going to sit really low. Look at the back. Really, it's just these little bitty things. You see those little bitty things there? See if I can get it.
No, I see something, but I can't make it out. Move it over. Yeah, that now I see. Yeah.
See those little bitty things at the bottom?
Yeah. What are those?
That's the feet. That's the feet for the back. Now
So you got those two that protrude from the front. So it actually, when it comes down, it's on the front to protect the camera, and the rest comes down on its. Yeah, that's actually good because it makes it nice and stable when it lands.
The back's going to land on that. Well, that's good, except for even unless you have like golf course grass, those blades are going to hit the grass when you land. So you got to be very careful when you land this thing, and because there's so little of it, you also if you want to grab it out of the sky. You don't have those big landing gear of the Phantom, so you got to be very careful grabbing this out of the sky that you don't hit those blades.
Yeah, I haven't really attempted to catch it out of the sky yet, but I did buy additional landing gear for my my Phantom, which makes it a wider stance and raises up another inch off the ground when it lands.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. There is additional landing gear.
And the other thing is the issue of yours is if you come down on anything other than a flat surface, you're definitely going to hit the blades in the back.
Exactly. And if you try and grab it out of the air, you know, the first thing it's going to try and do when you grab it out of the air, it's going to try and take off because
Yes.
it's something's happening, and its sensor's going to say, "Get out of here," and it's going to try and raise itself up, and so once you grab it, you got to start the shutdown process right away.
Right.
Jordan said, "Came in late. Did you get a drone?" I did. I got a drone. So
Melvin.
Jordan tonight really wasn't. We didn't have a guest, so we're just hanging out. We're not really having a show. That we're recording this. Hey, I'm not recording this.
Well, it's out on YouTube, so
YouTube's recording it for me.
yes.
Oh boy, that's a good thing. This isn't a real show.
That's a first in a. I mean, you started a show once without recording, but that's a first. I think that you didn't
Never
record
gone this
one.
long. So now,
Yeah, definitely not this long.
So anyway, we're not recording except for on YouTube, and that'll be interesting. I got a drone last night, Jordan. I've been looking at them for a while. I know Tim has had one for a while. AD had one. So my circle of friends are all getting one, and I was so hooked. And the more I watched the videos, the more I wanted one. I've wanted one for a while. And as you're asking, I've named him Melvin, where I came up with the name. The name just hit me when I saw him and thought, this is a Melvin. Until he earns a cool name, his name is Melvin. Now,
But how can you rename him in the future?
I don't know. He may stick with Melvin. That may stick with me. Jordan, I think Jordan did a recent show on drones too. I haven't listened to it yet, Jordan. Which one do you have, Jordan? How did I forget to record? I didn't even look at my checklist. We just started chatting.
That's right. That's what it was.
And it's because I had this new pre-show thing where I do the countdown and all that kind of stuff. I need to start recording once I say countdown. But I double record the video and triple record the audio locally. And one of the videos I think I do it at 75 megabit.
Mm-hmm.
And that produces, let's say for an hour show, about a 30 gig file. So it adds up. Jordan has the Phantom 3 Pro. It adds up pretty big. So if I start recording in, let's say a 2-hour show, that's going to be a 60 gig-ish, somewhere in that range for one of the files. I don't know. I gotta make sure I don't do that on a show night. But I wasn't going to do anything with this anyway. As soon as we're done, I move the YouTube thing off of where people can find it without going to the playlist. Yeah, I look forward to taking some too. There's so many. There's a building here in our city where I've always wanted to get access to it. It's the only building I think it's like 8 stories high. The only building that high in our city. I'm in the suburbs of Atlanta. And I've always wanted to get access to the roof and take a sunset photo from up there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think sunrise would work very well on there because I think it would be over an uninteresting area. So I always wanted to get a sunset photo from up there and of the city and see how that turned out. Now I don't have to worry about it. I can just send a drone up that high and take the photo.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't have to get permission to get up there. The reason, and getting permission before, up until a few months back, they built this building on spec, and they had no tenants in it for probably 4 years. Not a single tenant ever was in there. Who builds a 8-story building out here with not a tenant already?
I don't know.
So either they had one that fell through, or they never had one to begin with. Anyway, they just recently got one tenant in there. I think it's taken up 2 or 3 of the floors. And so before that, getting anybody to even talk to about getting access was impossible because you wouldn't even, the people who were trying to rent it out would not be interested in talking to you. Have someone rename it as a prize. So, Samuel, are you thinking if they win the prize, they get the drone? I mean, I don't know. What do I give them for the prize? It's not going to be the drone.
Unless I'm winning it.
No. AD asked me, did I tell my wife? Well, I mean, she's the one who signed for it at the door. So at that point, it's a little hard to hide and keep it from her, especially when the box said "warning, lithium battery."
I just I had bought an Ecobee thermostat, and I couldn't get it to work, so I wound up going with the Nest after all.
Yeah.
And I sent it back to Amazon, and I had to put on 2 separate warning labels about the lithium ion in it.
Ah,
I was like,
yeah.
geez.
That's yeah. Speaking of hiding stuff from your spouse, I did not hide this from my spouse. She did, but I wasn't gonna, be overt about it. It's just when she found out, she found out. I just wasn't gonna, volunteer it, willingly. But it reminds me of the very first DSLR I bought, the Nikon D100 was my first DSLR. I was out shooting soccer, and I had an Olympus E10, which was, it had a nice little lens on it that you can zoom in and out. So it was halfway, it was not removable. And it was one of those, if with the point and shoots where you got to pre-focus on the spot, and you can't continuous focus and that kind of stuff. And I remember shooting soccer with it with my son, and I think the maximum shutter speed was 1/640th of a second, which who does that? But 1/640th of a second, and just having nothing but trouble trying to shoot soccer. And my wife said, if that was not working for you, then get what you want. So I did not hear her say within a certain price range. So I went on and figured out, all right, what do I want? And, obviously there's some price range. I can't just go get anything I want. But I settled on the Nikon D100, which was a 6 megapixel camera, which was, was decent for that time frame. And I think the total package of everything I bought was like $3,000 or somewhere about that. And I bought it from Ritz Camera, which online, and had it shipped to my office because, again, it's going to be the same thing. I had a problem with this. Do I ship it to my house or to my office? Because if I ship it to my house and nobody's there to get it and sign for it, what's going to happen? But ship it to the office. So ship it to the office, and I know everybody says, yeah, he's just trying to hide it. I wasn't. Well, what Discover Card had never seen me charge anything that big on my card before. So what they did was call the house to see, did you just charge $3,000 to Ritz Camera? And of course, my wife answers the phone and says, I don't know, I'll find out. And calls me, did you just order $3,000 worth of camera equipment? I said, you remember what you told me when we were at the soccer field to get what you wanted? And she said, you know what I want? I said, I imagine you're about to tell me. She says, I want a new dining room set. So we have a new dining room set.
That's too funny.
So Samuel says, no, they don't win the drone, they win the rename. If someone wins, they give it a new name in a photo contest. I don't want to have to be, I need to be able to approve the name.
Yeah. That would be hard to have somebody else name it just because they won a contest.
Yeah, didn't some country in Europe or somewhere in a part of the world have a contest for the naming of some new ship or something over there, and somebody named it Bodie McBoatface? That was like the number one.
Yeah.
Number one thing, Bodie McBoatface or something like that. Yeah, I don't want a contest where people name it something and I got to stick to that name. Maybe I can come up with a selection of names and they can pick from it. But for now, it's just going to be Melvin. Or as Chris says, Melvinator.
Melvinator. Actually, that's pretty cool, too.
Yeah. Melvinator. All right. We've gone an hour of talking
Once
nothing.
again, when we don't think we have anything to talk about, we last for an hour.
Talking nothing. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us and chatting with us about a drone. Hopefully you'll be seeing some footage and some photos from Melvin pretty soon as we get him on his maiden flight. He hasn't even flown yet. Got to get him out on his maiden flight. Get him out there. I know you're not supposed to fly at night, but if you fly in your driveway, is that all right?
I've done it.
All right. I may do it too.
Just watch out for wires.
Yeah, there's no. We have underground utilities here, but
Okay.
we have lots of trees, so I'd watch out for the
Yes.
trees. I don't think I'm not going to fly them at night because I don't know if I can see all the trees.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it yet.
Yeah. So he's not going to fly tonight either. And Jordan says he has. I would if it was an open field where I felt comfortable. But there's trees like overhanging the back deck. For definitely, I can't go back there. There's trees everywhere. In the front, there's trees that are hanging, and then most of them have lost their leaves. So at night, you can't even really see the branches that well. So no, I'm not going to fly. All right, guys. You're not here next week, Tim?
I don't. I'm going to be up in Albany. If I get back to the hotel room in time, I might try and log in. So,
Okay. Well,
but I won't be home for sure.
We'll see about next week, and then the following week is Valentine's Day.
And my wife threatened me already.
And Tim and I know better than to have a show on Valentine's night, so we won't be there then. I'll just say until next show, keep it raw. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
All right, I'm going to stop the live stream, guys. We'll see y'all soon. We'll see you soon. Good night. Let's see. Stop.